Imagine this scenario. You have your plane tickets to Rome booked. You have your hotel in Paris paid for. You show up at the airport with your trusty blue US passport, just like you have for 30 years. But when you hand it to the agent, she doesn't smile. She shakes her head and says, "I'm sorry, you cannot board this plane. Your vacation is over before it started." Why? Because as of mid-2025 and fully in 2026, the rules of travel have fundamentally changed. Europe is effectively closing its open borders to Americans who don't have the new digital key. It is called ETIAS. And if you don't have it on your phone before you leave your house, you aren't going anywhere. Now, don't panic yet. The media is calling this a new visa. Technically, that is not true. A visa requires an embassy visit and interviews. This is not that. This is a travel authorization. Think of it as a digital security check that happens before you fly, instead of at the customs desk. The European Union wants to know exactly who is coming in before they land. It applies to 30 countries: France, Italy, Spain, Germany, Greece, all the big ones. If you are planning to visit any of them, this is now mandatory. But here is where it gets tricky for seniors specifically. Most travel channels are reporting that this new pass costs money. They are telling you to get your credit card ready to pay the €7 fee. But they are leaving out a critical detail that specifically helps you. I read the 80-page regulation so you don't have to. Here is the senior secret. If you are between the ages of 18 and 70, yes, you must pay the €7 application fee. However, if you are over the age of 70, the fee is completely waived. It is $0, free. You still have to fill out the form. You still need the approval. But the system is programmed to recognize your birth year. When you enter your date of birth, the payment page should disappear. If a website asks you for money and you are 75 years old, stop immediately. You are being scammed. And that brings me to the biggest danger of this entire new system. Because ETIAS is new and confusing, the scammers are out in full force. If you go to Google right now and search "apply for ETIAS," the first 5 results might be fake websites designed to look exactly like the official European Union site. They use the same blue flag, the same font, and the same layout. They will let you fill out the form, but at the end, they will charge you $80, $90, or even $100 for a service fee. Or worse, they will steal your passport number and credit card details. Listen to me closely. There is only one official website. It must end in .europa.eu. If the URL ends in .com or .org or .agency, leave the page immediately. I have put the direct official link in the description below so you can be safe. Do not click anything else. Now, just when you think you have it figured out, there is a curveball. A lot of you like to fly into London, spend a few days, and then take the train to Paris. Or maybe you are taking a cruise that stops in Southampton and then heads to Spain. You need to know that the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, is not part of the ETIAS system. They were jealous, so they made their own. It is called the UK ETA, and the rules are completely different. First, the price is £10 British. Second, and this is bad news, there is no senior discount. Whether you are 7 or 70, you have to pay the UK fee. And third, the application process is strictly digital. You usually have to use a smartphone app to scan your face. So if you are doing a grand European tour that includes London and Rome, you actually need 2 different permissions. Do not show up in London with only the European pass, or you will be stuck at Heathrow. I know this sounds overwhelming. Apps, digital permissions, face scans. It sounds like a nightmare for anyone who isn't a computer whiz. But let me lower your blood pressure. The actual ETIAS form is very simple. It is easier than booking the flight itself. You only need 3 things on your desk before you sit down. Number 1, your valid US passport. Make sure it doesn't expire within 6 months. Number 2, an email address that you actually check. This is where they send the approval. Number 3, your credit card. Only if you are under 70. They will ask for your name, your parents' first names, and if you have a criminal record. That's it. For 95% of people, the approval comes via email in minutes. You do not need to print it out, although I always recommend printing a backup copy just in case your phone dies. It is electronically linked to your passport number. When the agent scans your passport at the gate, the computer will see a green yes. The days of just grabbing your passport and hopping on a plane are over. Travel is getting stricter, and the rules are getting tighter. But as long as you have the right information, you have nothing to worry about. Go to the description right now and bookmark the official link I provided. Do not get scammed by a.com website. And if you want to know which other countries are adding entry fees for Americans next year, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. The next time you fly, your plane ticket might not be enough to get you past the airport doors. Starting February 1st, millions of travelers are going to get hit with a surprise fee they've never heard of. It's called TSA Confirm.ID. And if you don't have the right ID, the TSA will charge you $45 just to prove you are who you say you are. No refund, no exceptions, no flight. Most people think this won't affect them. But the real ID deadline passed, and the TSA has already confirmed that millions of Americans still don't have a compliant ID. Meaning, this fee is about to hit way more people than anyone realizes. And today, I'm going to show you exactly who has to pay, how to avoid getting stranded, and the single document that makes this new rule completely irrelevant. Let's break it down. For almost 2 decades, if you showed up to the airport without your ID, the TSA would help you out. They'd verify your identity for free using a form, a few questions, and a database check. It wasn't fast, but it worked, and it didn't cost you $1. But the TSA has officially replaced that old system with something new. It's called Confirm.ID, and it moves identity verification off the shoulders of human officers and into an automated DHS system. It's essentially a self-service background check, except you pay for it. The biggest shock? When the TSA first proposed the fee, it was $18. Quietly, without any major announcement, it jumped to $45. And it applies to anyone who forgot their ID, lost their wallet, had their license stolen, only carries a non-compliant ID, has an expired real ID, or has an ID the scanner can't read. If your ID doesn't meet Real ID standards or the system can't verify you instantly, you pay. And this is where the traps begin. Here's the part no traveler expects. Once you pay the $45, you're not guaranteed a flight. If the system fails to verify your identity, and yes, false negatives do happen, the TSA keeps your money. You stay at the airport and you miss your flight. There is no appeal process. There is no supervisor override. There is no refund. It's a paid attempt, not a paid verification. And this is why so many travel experts are calling Confirm.ID a soft penalty for anyone who isn't Real ID ready. Even worse, the $45 fee doesn't cover your entire trip. It covers one direction. If your round trip is longer than 10 days and you still don't have a Real ID or a passport, you'll pay another $45 just to fly back home. Families of 4? That's $360 in unexpected fees, just because someone forgot a wallet or didn't upgrade an ID in time. TSA isn't calling it a fine, but functionally, that's exactly what it is. Let's make this worse. Most Confirm.ID kiosks only accept cards. Some airports are already rolling out cashless security lanes, meaning that if your card isn't working, you're done. You miss your flight over a payment issue. And yes, TSA's own documents confirm that travelers will be directed to pay.gov to complete the transaction. Picture this. You're late. You're stressed. Your flight boards in 22 minutes. And before you can even reach the conveyor belt, you have to pull out your phone, create a pay.gov account, type your card number, wait for confirmation. It's a traveler's nightmare disguised as an upgrade. There are only two foolproof ways to avoid this new rule entirely. The first is the obvious one, a real ID with the star in the corner. But here's the catch most people miss. States are still reporting delays, long appointment wait times, and backlogs. Many Americans simply aren't going to have their real ID in time. Which brings us to the second, and far better, solution. Use your U.S. passport instead. A passport instantly bypasses the Confirm.ID process. No fee, no deadline, no kiosk, no 10-day timer. It is the most powerful form of ID you can carry for domestic travel. Even a passport card works, and costs less than a full passport book. If you want a 100% guarantee you'll never pay this $45 fee, a passport is the safest move. Yes, Apple Wallet and state digital IDs are rolling out across the United States. And yeah, some airports accept them. But here's where travelers get burned. Not every TSA checkpoint is equipped for digital IDs. Not every airline station is synced. And if your phone dies, cracks, or fails to load the QR token, you're back at the Confirm.ID kiosk paying $45. Digital IDs are convenient, but they are not foolproof. If you rely on one, always carry a backup physical ID so you don't get rerouted into the fee lane. Here's something most travelers don't understand. Confirm.ID wasn't really designed for forgetful passengers. It was built for security. The TSA has repeatedly said that the old manual verification system was resource-intensive, vulnerable to human error, and inconsistent across airports. Agents in different states used different procedures, asked different questions, and relied on different databases. Confirm.ID creates a uniform national standard, shifting the entire identity verification burden into DHS systems. From a security standpoint, it makes sense. From a passenger standpoint, it means your ID mistakes are now expensive. This new system is part of the broader post-Real ID transition, a long-term push toward automated, centralized digital identity verification. And Confirm.ID is just the first step. If you found this helpful, share it with someone who flies soon, especially in February. Millions of people are about to get blindsided by this rule, and you don't have to be one of them. Subscribe for more 2026 travel updates and check the description. I've linked a full Real ID checklist so you know exactly what to fix before your next trip. Airports are filled with secrets. Secrets that most travelers never even realize. From hidden airport tricks to the surprising list of newly banned items, some of which you'd never expect. Let's dive into the secrets they don't want you to know. And airlines? They have their own tricks to quietly squeeze more money out of you. Stick around, because once you learn these secrets, you'll never look at airports the same way again. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, because trust me, they won't tell you this. Ever felt oddly relaxed while waiting at your gate? It's no accident. TSA and airports manipulate your emotions and your wallet. Lower ceilings, dim lighting, soft carpets. These cozy touches make travelers feel more at ease, reducing stress and anxiety. Studies show that calmer passengers spend 7 to 10% more in duty-free stores. So, that comfy lounge area? It's a carefully crafted psychological trick. And here's another mind-blowing fact. Airports intentionally make walking distances longer by designing terminals in a way that forces passengers to pass as many shops as possible. Ever wondered why you're forced through duty-free zones after security? It's called the Golden Walk strategy. Airports make billions by ensuring passengers unconsciously browse and impulse buy. Next time you're at an airport, look around. You're walking through a carefully designed money trap. You hand over your suitcase at check-in. But have you ever wondered what happens next? The truth? Once it leaves the check-in counter, even airport staff don't track it. Your bag is sorted by machines, using barcode scanners to send it to its destination. But luggage disasters happen every day. Here's what could go wrong. It moves too slowly. It misses your connecting flight. It moves too fast. Your bag gets to your destination before you do. You forgot an old luggage sticker? Your bag could end up in a completely different country. Luggage tracking hack. Always take a picture of your bag at check-in. If it's lost, having a photo helps staff find it faster. Also, use an AirTag or GPS tracker. Many travelers have recovered lost luggage this way. That airplane meal in front of you? It's been planned a year ago. Airline menus aren't created overnight. They're tested, optimized, and cost-cut to the extreme. One airline saved $40,000 just by removing a single olive from their salads. Multiply that by millions of flights. It's a fortune. Behind the scenes, massive airport kitchens operate 24/7, preparing food 6 to 10 hours before takeoff for multiple airlines at once. Why does airplane food taste weird? Your taste buds dull by up to 30% at high altitudes. That's why airlines add extra salt and seasoning to meals. Otherwise, everything would taste bland.